Hello, everyone, and welcome to another VIP Motorsports podcast episode. Today, we're joined with Greg and Joey. As usual, we don't have any guests on today, but we do have some in the pipeline, and you guys will like it. But we won't talk about that today. What we'll talk about is some juicy automotive news. And what was the first topic, Greg?
The first topic, okay, way to put me on the spot. I'm not even prepared for this.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
The first topic was Joe's diff.
What diff? The one that's semi-knocking now?
The one that's still knocking, even after repairs.
Oh, man.
Now, I'm no seasoned mechanic, but I think your diff knocking just might mean that your M4 is a bit lonely because I've had to borrow it for a bit. We'll get to as to why I've had to borrow it for a bit, but we'll talk about Joe's diff knocking first.
Yay. Now, so how's everyone? I hope everyone's having a good week, most of all. The diff, we got it changed. Yeah, did you? Are you sure? Nah, didn't know.
Bro, today was long.
Was it?
Long.
I don't know why.
Today did not finish.
It didn't finish.
Bro,
and I even came in at
when
like
I
10.
tell you, I was at work, okay? I was there from like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right? My workers, colleagues are going to be like, nah, Bushy, you didn't rock up at 7. Yeah. I was there, but I wasn't at my desk. I was upstairs working.
Coffee machine.
I spent an hour trying to figure out how to use the freaking coffee machine. The coffee. Yeah.
It has to be good.
No.
It has to be good.
There is no good coffee at the end.
That's a lie.
No, it's not a lie. There is no good coffee, and everyone knows, my colleagues know this 100%. There is no good coffee.
Like, did you literally go coffee hunting throughout
we went coffee hunting. When I say this whole week,
the
coffee was, as Alec would say, abysmal.
Abysmal.
Oh,
he was abysmal.
It's like, so bad. It's so bad. I'm not the only one who actually realized this. A lot of the people who I work with actually said, the coffee is declining for some reason. Yeah, it's not tasting well. Either the milk or the coffee
at one stage. It was good.
No, City was all right at one stage, man. Like, not City as in the wasn't bad, man. Like, actually decent coffee, but recently not even there. Everywhere you go is literally just
Okay, wait. I don't want to believe this.
Come with me tomorrow.
I will.
Come with me tomorrow. You will realize
the reason I don't want to believe this is because my little experience in the city, I mean like St. Leonard's area,
Brighton, Les Andes.
No, Roselle, all
Glebe.
that area, Glebe. I say
Glebe.
the city, vague city area, that just circle area. The coffees I've had there are good, but
yeah.
1 second. Let
Alec tell you something.
I don't know, the organizations I used to work for had an organizational standard coffee. So I think it was the organizational coffees that were good. The best one that I used to have, and I don't know if you've ever worked out of one, but they're a thing called WeWork. They're sharing spaces.
I haven't worked there specifically,
but you know what I'm talking about.
But I know exactly what you're talking about. So if anyone doesn't know, it's like a shared office? It's
a shared office. When you can't afford to have an office in the city, you'd buy you'd rent a room or a table at one of these places, and you get access to coffee, internet, a table, which is important for any office job.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, just save your money and spend it at Starbucks. Let's be honest.
I honestly...
Even that was questionable, man, the other day. Don't even get me started, bro. What was that? That was crack in a cup, bro.
No.
What the hell? What was it? I ordered a cappuccino or whatever it was.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. If you order a cappuccino, you will get crap.
I got crap. Hard crap.
Joe does this.
Man, it was like pinging like... You know, the sugar was like 90% sugar, a little bit of milk.
So Joe will look at the recommended. There's always a recommended.
You got to go on the secret.
Anywhere we go, there's a recommended.
The ones.
He looked at the recommended and was like, I like that. And the plus to that was that it said caramel in the title. Joe's like,
yeah, gone.
I want
caramel, me, perfect.
So he went and got the caramel drink, but it was sugar in a cup. But to go back to the point of the WeWork.
Yes.
the coffee was that good. Like the machine. Obviously, it's standard coffee. It's a machine coffee, but
was it an espresso machine or what was this? Like
it was an actual, like, you made the cappuccino. So it had the milk in
it. Was it capsules?
No.
Not far off.
So actual coffee beans.
Like coffee beans.
Oh, this place is like top tier echelon. Like it's high in the level.
You know what? It made me consider signing up at the time.
I can see why.
What? The coffee's that good.
Yeah, I think the people only go for the coffee because it's affordable.
And to
it's
mingle.
affordable. You're paying. How much is WeWork if you're gonna like?
Now that was the kicker. At the time, you're an employee, so it was a bit more like shocking. It was, I think, roughly. I might be wrong. I think it was like close to $200 a week.
Oh, mad.
$200 a week. Bad. It isn't too bad, especially if you've got, like, if you're running a startup, it's a good place to be because you need office space, but you don't want to go into rental. It's a good environment
as well.
That's right.
Yeah, total strangers.
That's it. And you get to network with people. Well, yeah, you just stick your nose into people's conversations like, hey, yeah, I'm also here for similar reasons.
That's why the coffees were good because everyone would shit talk in the foyer whilst they're having a coffee.
Believe it or not, it wasn't that social.
Look at the lava lamp. It's questionable.
Yeah, that is not lavering. So yeah, the diff.
Oh yeah, your diff. Oh yeah, Mr. Diff over here.
Diff, what happened?
So yeah, diff. Got it done, all sweet. One day into test driving it, I ended up magically. You know how you got torque spec, BMW spec, everyone gets their handbook out, you know, how to basic on doing your mechanical work.
Torque it.
Yeah, torque doesn't work with my car.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you're running a bit more power.
It's Joe Torque. It's not Beamer Torque.
Joe Torque has worked, actually. Look, I hate to be the guy to say, but Joe Torque has worked. Hand tightening it to the point where, like,
it moves on my say, not its say.
Yeah, no.
I mean, what you have to do is just a lot of Loctite and just send it until
with a rattle gun.
Then you know what ends up happening? See you later, internal diff.
So Joe doesn't believe in like ugga until he breaks. He hand tightens it, but hand tightens it to the point where it comes out well tightened. Now, the problem is because Joe's running a bit more power, we've got a mixture. We had the diff issues before, but now it's just compounded. We've got these really thick polyurethane.
Yeah, like I upgraded it from the black.
We upgraded the bushings, and for some reason now it's just knocking even worse. So the reason Joe wanted to mention this today was we were driving, so we had a pickup to do. We were driving down to the customer. As we're going to pick it up, I'm sitting in the back. Joe's gone and he's dumped it and he's changed gear. As he's done that, the diff has gone from the seat, under the car, into the seat and put its seatbelt on and was now conversing with Joe.
That's how did it feel?
I've got back problems now.
Yeah.
Wait, is it worse now?
It was bad, man.
From when we last drove it?
No, we heard it.
Really?
Yeah, we heard it. We felt it.
Yeah.
No, not even heard it. I'm saying heard it. You hear it normally. You felt it.
The word "eep" comes to mind.
Now, we've done Beamer forums. We've like approached this in every way, and this isn't like Alec breaking things issue. This is like
that's the next subject.
This is just that is the next subject. As to why I was driving and the diff was missing Joe, but driving it wasn't even like it shouldn't be that bad, and it is. It just is, and we're sitting there like. At this stage, we might as well just make it a chassis mounted diff.
Yeah, exactly. You should have done. You should have done what that guy did with the springs and the.
Oh man! I reckon the springs would have gone through the floor.
A couple episodes back, and you'll see what we're talking about. The freaking
the nuke diff.
I even said it then. I said it then. Just stick it on there.
That's what it needed.
But honestly, that diff issue is now becoming a bit of a menace. And I think we're going to have to come up with... Oh, well, obviously, we're going to have to come up with a way to solve it, but...
Just tighten it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking
Greg,
about
I think it needs a little bit more than tightening.
The double arm. You know, the upgraded...
No, you know what it needs?
Blessings.
Alloy bracket.
Flex seal. Just... whack it on and see you later.
Not even Flex Seal could fix that thing, bro. I swear.
Don't underestimate Flex Seal.
I can't even find it funny. It's really irritating me, man.
Yeah.
Like, look, that baby is my pride and joy.
Yeah.
It's my princess, right?
Is it?
Yeah. Just ask me every other day. So anyway, like dead ass. Every time that car knocks a diff or has a little misfire or anything, it's straight into the mechanics bay. I know.
Well, we're all
no
like
point.
this.
Yeah,
This is
no
why my
point of
car is
error.
in the
It
mechanics
just goes
bay.
one bling, mechanics bay.
Yeah,
This is
bro.
why my
I'll
car
rebuild.
spends a lot of time. The E92 spends a lot of time in the mechanics bay because, again, yeah, we're very diligent. But the problem is that I don't think there's a product that can fix this. There might be, but we haven't come across it. So I don't know.
Fuck off. No, sorry.
We're gonna have to contact some manufacturers to get us some solid solutions because
Seeker.
honestly, it's abysmal. It's abysmal. It is abysmal.
So during this whole debacle of finalizing the diff on that baby,
So
what happened to your little girl?
Hold on, wait. Before you move on to
my mistakes.
breaking car over
Breaking
here.
Bad over here.
Breaking very bad. Breaking horribly. Breaking abysmal.
So what is it? Is it the diff actual bushing that's loose, or is it
The bolt.
It's no.
So
no,
it's
no.
the bolt.
It's the bolt. Yeah,
So what?
Are
you
you
need a new bolt?
confident it's the bolt?
guaranteed.
What are the bolts made out of? They're alloy, aren't they?
No.
No.
Aluminium.
No. What was it? Titanium.
Titanium
I got
bolts.
an upgraded bolt. I changed the original OEM
So
one.
you've changed the original bolts.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's a
probably
lot more-
that's why.
No,
Yes.
because he beam it
it's
spec
installation error, most probably.
Habibi. Okay, you've got an aftermarket part.
Hababu.
You got an aftermarket part. You got to do aftermarket specs.
Everything else. Yeah.
I don't understand.
I don't either. Clearly. So anyway, what ends up happening is if you do beamer spec torquing,
Yeah.
right, it's always going to go loose because again, it's designed for a different
Yeah.
setup, a different layout, a different item,
Yeah.
right? Different spacing.
Yeah.
So you gotta adjust the way you build the car or finalize the item to the item that you've installed, not to what the specification justify.
Yeah. Well, here's a mistake. Your trusted mechanic has talked it to BMW spec when it's an aftermarket product.
Exactly
He needs to talk it to the manufacturer of that product
That's
to
it.
that spec. Now the issue
that's
is
it.
that's the issue is this so-called manufacturer doesn't have it advertised on their website.
Yep.
So we sat.
No
and
one's
sat.
gonna advertise it.
But
you're
it's
not.
just
you're selling the part.
After a
You're
while-
selling the part.
After a while, but okay, everyone's got a different modification. Once you're in
Yeah.
the aftermarket realm, you're like your car's
Trial and
all-
error.
Yeah, but there
all
should
like
be
this.
like a best practice or
best
whatever
practice,
it's
yeah.
called.
But
Not
then they're liable
They're just
for
taking
it, bro.
liability.
That's where it ends up being the
So
fuzzy part
the
of
real
it.
solution to it is understanding it's an aftermarket product, understanding that it has aftermarket
Yeah.
tendencies. Like I wouldn't, okay, and I say torque a bar, so don't get this shit, but I wouldn't go and bolt on a bar like tight
No, because
on a
you're not-
fiberglass bar
yeah, you will.
like I would on a plastic bar. Because a fiberglass bar will crack, but a plastic bar squishes a bit, you're sweet, send it. But you gotta have that feel for it. You gotta
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you gotta
There's
there's a level
with
of
it.
logic.
That's it.
There's a level of logic that goes. So
Yeah,
I
I
understand what
mean,
Joe's
yeah.
saying because Joe. Okay, now the problem is people when like 9 times out of 10. I'm not saying the mechanics this way, but in standard scenarios, people need an explanation as to why they're wrong. They need to have a I'm right, you're wrong, and I need to know why you think I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's
True.
like
100%.
maybe take a step back and go, let me see what this guy's coming from. Maybe he knows something I don't.
Yeah.
And you're not the kind of person I'll sit there and explain yourself to someone. You're
no.
not going to go there and you're not going to write a freaking 10-page
prove difference or anything.
PowerPoint as
Nah.
to why. So you wait for it to happen and then you put the proof in the pudding. You show the person that, look, okay, there's clearly something wrong. And then they call you delusional. So
Who has
the next
Really?
the next topic is, and this is where I get called delusional, is my E92 and me breaking it and the continuous saga. We're gonna make I'm gonna have more episodes in the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. So Alec's gonna start a new series on our channel called Alec Breaking His Car.
How long is it on the road
It's gonna
for?
last for about a few episodes before it's actually fully broken and it's stuck on the hoist.
And then S55 goes in.
We're not gonna do that.
No,
not
we're gonna
do that.
whack
But
in
we
the
are
N55.
going to. You are going to get some E92 content because we do talk about it a lot. And Greg and I and Joe and the team believe that you guys should actually take a look at this car. Tell us your thoughts. At least you won't be hearing the stories. You'll be seeing the thing. You'll get to meet the hero that is the E92. But in today's discussion, the E92 has made a comeback in the mechanical faults section of the story, and this one was a bit weird. It wasn't bad. Like
no, it was all right.
Last time it was starter motor alternator.
Yeah, that one's bad.
That one was
That's
it's scary.
No, that was bad because I had to push it.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
I lost a few kilos just doing that.
Me too.
That's all right. We
But
went
you know
It
what?
didn't. I mean, yeah, it would kill me to lose a few, but like, come on, man.
We needed to bump
like
start it.
Beamer, get your shit in order, bro. What are you doing, Beamer?
Install a secondary starter.
Give me someone
On the
to
diff.
push the car constantly. So I say we, it was me. I was driving it.
It's like, push it yourself, fat ass.
Oh man,
I was driving it like I think it was like 2 weeks ago now, whatever.
Oh, that's not long.
Not even. No, it was a week ago. What am I saying?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. The week ago was episode. So it was a week ago I was driving it. And all of a sudden, I see from the right vent oil smoke coming up. Now, I sat there and I was like, it's cold. Maybe
Yeah.
my car's, it's a bit of like condensation or
Yeah.
whatever. It's just
and
vapor.
then the fresh smell of oil.
What of it?
Then
Oil vapor.
I'm driving and it starts
spitting at the windscreen.
like giving aroma into
Yeah,
the cabin.
that nice rosy taste.
The Beamer 10W40 oil smell inside the engine. And I was like, inside the cabin, and I was like, okay, now that's not water, that is oil. And I can't admit that my car's leaking oil because there was a passenger seat next to me, and I've told them how great BMWs are. So
never admit that your car's leaking oil, even
Ever,
though it's like
ever.
pouring out.
They'd be like,
Just say,
"That's-
it's not oil.
That's just from the air conditioning. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay. That's
Yeah.
fine. So that happens, and I'm like,
whatever residue.
that's a bit suspect. Let it go. Next day, oil minimum light comes on.
Oh, I'll get that too.
That's a bit suspect.
Turbo
You get
takes
it for different reasons. We'll talk about that later. Goes back to manufacturing spec thing.
Yeah, hard.
Okay,
Oh,
so
man.
I'm like, now it's a bit suspect. Like there's something wrong with it that I need to diagnose. I need to get someone to take a look at this. And I mean myself and Joe and Greg. So we took a look at it.
We took the flashlight and just
We started with
have a look at
we
it.
were like we started.
Oh, we got
light.
yelled at.
We started
Because we
like
held it
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
we started like Joe's like to me, Alec.
Hold the light properly.
One,
No.
that was one. Two was you probably didn't empty the oil catch can. That's why. And we're like,
That
okay.
was a little bit too, but
Okay, yeah, but that's oil smoke, not at the exhaust, not oil smoke at the. That's not oil smoke out of the engine vent.
no.
On the opposite side. So we went down that road and we're like, maybe we emptied the couch can, drove it again, topped up oil, same thing. Found out, no, not the case. Next step, check where the smoke's coming from. What do we see sitting on top of the turbo? A giant puddle of oil. Bingo.
Damn.
Yeah, my feed lines were cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the feed lines were completely
Jeez.
cracked.
For both?
Both feed lines.
How?
Pressure.
I assume pressure because I've been given it a
Oh,
bit.
did your PCV valve also cock it?
No.
No, but something.
Didn't we
did.
upgrade that already, but
No, we didn't. No, you did change it when you changed your valve cover,
yeah.
because I think it's part of it.
Yeah, it is.
You did
Wait,
change it. Yeah,
I'm
you
not
did.
being ignorant because you guys didn't do this with me around.
No, you were there.
You didn't delete the PCV.
No, we didn't do a
with,
PCV.
uh,
You don't do
delete.
that.
You
You
don't.
track the engine.
No, well, you can do it. There is an option to delete it per se.
I don't like it. It runs shit.
I don't like it.
Oh my God.
Certain
So-
things you just don't do.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
especially on an engine that's like heavily computer based.
And heavily temperamental.
Anyway,
It's a
We-
nuke in the engine bay, bro.
Bro, that thing's a power plant on wheels, man. I swear.
my 92.
Yeah, bro.
Oh.
You're the N54. Dead ass.
I know. I
It's
love the
literally-
N54 so much.
Even with all its
so
problems.
much.
Even with all
So
the NX
much.
that it gives.
It's parked outside right now. Keys in my hand. I just want to go with it, drive, chuck on smooth operator, play that, just go. But like that's not even on me now. That's just maintenance, right? No, it is on me.
No,
I did put a lot of pressure on the engine.
Yeah.
This is where...
It's not even stage 2 yet.
This is where, you know, Alec,
all the time.
what are you doing? There was a cost that came with that. It wasn't just the lines. Obviously, it's a BMW. It's unreliable.
Yeah, that's normal.
Costs a bit. 2 pieces.
How much?
2 pressure release valves. I don't know what they're called. I think they're pressure release valves or pressure valves. They're 2 valves that go on the oil feed lines. Sorry, no, not oil feed lines. The vacuum lines. Apologies. Those 2 modules
Don't do it again.
corroded. Not corroded, but the plastic broke off them while we're doing the stripping.
They're actually not plastic. They're actually ceramic, believe it or not.
Oh, man, whatever it is, it broke on me and it hurt my heart. Those cost me $400 each.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yep.
So European is finally making a return back to the JDM market. Hey.
The Grandad S55 that's in my my engine bay right now, the N54, like, it needs attention.
It's at the end, but
it's at the end of its problems, I think. But
you almost pretty much replace your entire engine at this stage.
The piston rings,
the rings, and the block, and the.
I need to do the big ticket items are rod bearings. So engine bottom end I want to do. That's on the ticket. I'm sorry, boys. I know you get a bit tippy about that.
Walnut blasting
I want to walnut blast the engine. I want to do the bottom end. Piston rings. I want to change.
Did someone say
I want to take
pistons?
The shitty plastic. I want to take that bad plastic rocker cover off.
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for that.
Are we going to do billet?
I want to go billet aluminum.
Aluminum or is it aluminium?
Aluminium, whatever.
The same as this thing.
Yeah.
Plastic.
Yeah.
That's not plastic.
I could order this from the same factory that's going to make my billet aluminum.
No one should see the top of this. No, it doesn't exist. There's no lid there.
Sorry. Anyway.
Hide the bunghole.
The bunghole. Cornholio. Look, I'm coming to the end of the issues.
Really?
If
when does it end?
Next episode, find out
when the heart gets removed, then the S55 gets in.
That's what I was going to say.
And then that brings another set of problems.
If my E92,
don't ever bring that fear in this place ever again. That is a
we don't say that word in this building. No one mentions crank hub in this building, especially to Joe.
Alan hasn't gone yet. Oh yeah.
The S50.
Wait, jinx it!
Greg!
Jinx it! Greg,
how's your unlock and locking of your door going, bro?
Still working.
Kakker.
Yeah. How's your
Can we put subtitles for what kakker means in the bottom?
It means devour some feces.
Yum.
Just put it in subtitles. Put it in like kakker, eat shit. You know, like just bam.
With a smiley face, dot and...
Okay, so I'm very worried that if I continue going the way that I do with the E92, I'm not going to be applicable for this anymore. That's an authorized safety check. That's a pink slip, by the way. I don't think my car's going to be registerable if I continue going the way I go.
You know, your one's only going to fit the identity and design check.
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
It's not going to be a car anymore.
Is it a car? It doesn't look like a car. I don't know.
Cars and light vehicle, yeah, tick. It's a car and light vehicle. Motorcycle X, LPG system, tick.
Yeah,
might as well. Defect notice clearance, nada. And identity and design check.
Oh, you're right, bro.
It's not going to pass that either because honestly, it doesn't identify as anything. The thing's like a schmozzle.
Yeah, so identifies as a schmozzle.
Good design though, check. So that's artist
Which is
taste.
nice.
That's
you got that going for you.
Taste.
Got to start somewhere.
That's artist taste. That is artist taste. Now, I've come to a conclusion, boys.
What are you
come
to
a conclusion. So multiple conversations previously about what is Alec going to buy. Alec likes Porsches. Alec likes Toyotas.
I thought Alec got over Porsches.
Alec did get over Porsches and he's still there. So the next car, yeah, absolutely. Okay, look, I reckon I'll still own one. Like, there's no doubt about it. No, when there's like a business development behind it, 100% I'll buy a Porsche. If there's like a good dealership that I could make a relationship with, and they're like, you got to buy a 911 from me. I'll be like, don't worry, brother, I got you. This is my love to you. I'll get a 911 off you.
No. He's going to buy you a Taycan.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to be taking that
Greg,
too
if
far.
you're just going to, if you're going to, not that joke again. Don't bring that into this episode. If you're going to buy a Porsche, if you're going to buy a Porsche, it has to be some business development behind it. Has to be
Business.
business.
Which
But,
is done in the other podcast too.
boys.
Oh, man.
I have made my final decision, and this
Are
is
you sure?
Absolutely.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
swear.
I guarantee
You
you.
go through every single episode.
Until what?
I drive it, it's not guaranteed. So until I actually, because I haven't driven one yet, and if someone has one that they're happy to lend for a day, so
What is
let
it?
me know. I want to own either a V12 or a V8 Vantage.
I can get that sorted for you.
I want to drive.
That's
I
it.
can get that sorted
But it
for
has
you.
to be a manual.
I can get that sorted for you.
You're pushing that barn, bro.
I want a manual V8 or V12 Vantage.
What year model?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so 2024.
I like the new ones. I like the twin turbo 8 cylinders. I like the twin turbo 8 cylinder.
The Volvo, when
2019.
Volvo
Not
owns
when
it?
Volvo. You've been itching to say that.
Yeah,
Not when Volvo
100%.
took over. It's the
So
new
it's
model,
prime.
the Mercedes
So
model.
is it?
Mercedes
the
model.
Mercedes. So it's a Renault.
Yeah, even better. More reliable.
Listen, so don't try and ruin this for me. Don't.
I'm
Just
not.
don't.
I'm just
Like,
spitting
I'm
facts.
at a new
We're just
level.
giving you the details behind
Alec
it.
has come to the point where he's gonna go. That's it. I want this car. I want a V8 V12 Vantage, and I think that would sound amazing with a high flow exhaust.
Sound and is two different things.
They do sound amazing with the high
Yeah.
flow exhaust. I heard one.
Yeah,
What does
I
it sound
love
like?
it.
a car.
Do you want me to make the noises? It starts with a very deep rumble, and then it ends with a.
Just
So
like your
Volkswagen.
so like your E92.
Yeah,
That's exactly
I don't want to.
why
I don't
I
want to
love
veer
it.
off. I don't want to veer off the subject. But the other day when you started the E92,
Oh,
and you went for a drive.
Without the vacuum lines, it actually sounded like an
Oh.
S65.
No, it didn't. Hold on.
it sounded
No,
It absolutely did.
it sounded like
Yeah.
farts.
Yeah,
It sounded like an
You
S65.
No, you remember you were standing up here. Okay, you were
I
standing up
cringed.
here.
I audibly and physically cringed. I
Sounded
heard
like
my
a-
car outside.
it sounded like a 325.
It
it
from
sounded
inside
like an
here.
S65.
No, from in here, it
I
sounded
don't
like,
by
someone
the way,
farting.
I'm not trying to upsell this. I don't like the sound of S65s at all.
I do.
Good on ya.
German sirens.
Yuck. I heard it and I was like, that's not for me. I went outside on the balcony, obviously out of shock. I was like to Joe, what did you do to my car? He's like, it's okay.
I made it better.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We did some exhaust work. He's talking it. Like
Straight
he's like
shit.
straight shit. And I'm like, you didn't do exhaust work. He's like, we did exhaust work, bro. It's all sorted. I was like, sweet. Take it for a spin. Because I'm hearing him rev it. I'm not hearing any turbos. I'm like, take it for a spin. He takes it for a spin. He comes back. He's like, we didn't do any exhaust work. He's like,
And then
you got
I pull out the hose and I'm like, hey, bro, look at this. Whee.
you got a vacuum leak. That's where we
A
obviously figured
vacuum
out
leak
the
is an
problem.
understatement. You had no vacuum.
Oh, none.
No vacuum
It
at
was
all.
free to the
It's a
world.
leak, bro. It's still leaking. The turbos weren't working,
It
bro. The
couldn't
car was
leak if
NA.
there was no
No, the
It was
compressor.
basically a
turbos weren't
325i.
At all. They were just there.
It was just exist.
So that happened. That happened. I was sad.
Why?
I was. It sounded horrible.
He sounded so bad.
So bad.
Bro, when you drove past,
Yeah.
it sounded so bad.
Yeah.
Like,
You ran inside.
you know
You
how
know-
you every morning when you wake up and you release a bit of tension out of your body and then
Yeah.
like the exhaust out of your rear end comes out?
Yeah.
Sounded like exactly like that.
Yuck.
So you know
And I
what
was
happened?
driving it nice.
You know what happened? And we've had
Well,
this
no, the
experience
turbos are
before.
working now.
Yeah,
Well,
100%.
now they are, not for long. Anyway, so the
Single
one
turbo
thing that I
upgrade.
hate to admit was when we first built the E92 with and got the manual gearbox, everything
Yeah.
was set. There was about 2 weeks into ownership, we had our first vacuum leak on it.
That's all right.
I didn't realize we had a vacuum leak only because I was babying it. During that time, I was scared of driving it fast. I didn't want to do anything to it. I was scared of breaking it, so I babied it. And I should probably still do the same.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. No. I was babying it when I first got it.
Joe, why isn't it working today?
A week and a half. I'm like, my exhaust sounds so much different, like so much better, because I was driving it in low RPMs.
It did.
It had a burble. I was like, this car sounds great. I'm like, maybe the pipes opened up a bit. Maybe my cat like threw out some chunks. I don't know.
I did too.
It,
No, wait, no. You deleted your cats.
no. They're
High
there.
flow.
They're there. They're high flow.
High flows.
Oh, that's right.
They're
We
there.
replaced.
We got the VR RSF high flow cats.
Oh, nice.
But I was thinking that those maybe gave out. I don't know. I just felt like something's different. But the reason I figured out that my car was now NA, and it was, I only figured this out like a week after I originally found out the exhaust was
When it
sounding
was driving
better.
slow.
No, it was because I was in 5th gear and I was only doing 80. You know my E92. I'm like 80 on 3rd gear.
That's nice.
I'm on 80
God.
on first gear now.
No, I'm not saying. I'm
No,
not
man.
saying. I'm not
Limit
saying.
bashing.
I'm not saying I'm not saying limit bashing like on a highway.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, yeah. Third gear is okay.
Like 3rd, 4th gear, I'm usually rolling through 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, true that. True
And
that.
then, like, I was going up to the like Northern Beaches area,
Oh,
and as
look
I'm
at
going
you.
up there, yeah, look at me, fancy. Yeah, and then I saw the gravel and I did a U-turn. So, no, as soon as
Hell nah.
as soon as I got onto the highway, I realized.
Gravel?
No, bro,
like
it's
cold?
Northern Beaches gravel.
Cold.
It's the one that ends up in your
Dusted.
brakes and makes you consider if your brakes are dead.
Oh, I hate that, man.
We'll get onto that topic in a
Oh.
second too, but we
We have a lot of topics to discuss
do have a
now.
lot of topics to talk about. Hey, look, we're figuring it out as we go. As I've gone and I've driven it, I'm on the highway and I'm like 5th, 6th, and I can't keep up with traffic. Like there's a Prius like fanging it past me. He's looking at me like, what's this slowpoke doing here? I felt
Get out of the way, you
I felt
malaka.
out of place. And as soon as you remember that day, as soon as I came back, I was like, Joe, there's something wrong with my car. He's like, nah, it's all sweet. Vacuum leak. But it was the actual, what's its name? It's like these
PCV valve?
little, no, there's these little,
The canisters?
the little canisters. Those were cracked. It wasn't even of a line. It was the actual canister cracked,
Oh,
gone.
man.
So
Yeah.
that's why plastic
bungers.
things, the bungholes.
Oh, man. That
We're
car.
going to say that too much today. I already know. But yeah, no, with my E92, the stories are long. Like it's just.
Yeah, no shit, because you keep breaking it.
Yeah, we always have a
Or
baby.
it's disintegrating.
Greg,
Listen, learn,
I
and look.
took your problem.
Hey, I had no problem. I only had
I
one
know.
problem.
I took it.
The
and
biggest one.
then
Yeah, the
gearbox.
biggest one.
The
Transmission.
gearbox,
Yeah, everything after that is
Questionable.
which we've
questionable.
spoken about before, but
I'm sure we have.
oh, bro, a lot. Like
Is every episode we're
every
still talking about the
episode,
same
We're
thing.
still talking about
Yeah,
the
still
E92.
the same car that's
This
already dying
E92
every 2
is
minutes.
scarring us. This E92 is scarring.
No, not really.
But
It's
that's
just
why
a,
we're
It's not
bringing
scarring
you.
it. I
it's
love
only
it.
a money pit.
It is a money pit.
Straight out.
It is a
Like,
money
I
pit.
literally said it the other day. I could have bought
We
an
can't.
M2.
We have to show these guys what the E92 brings to the table.
100%. We'll show
Because I've
them.
only told you the negatives. This this car to me is like the light of my life.
It's good problems.
It is no. It's like the car itself is amazing, man.
Yeah, it is.
It is the
Yeah,
best
it is.
driving car ever.
That's what I
I'll
mind it.
hold anyone to that. It's
The
the best.
E36.
Best handling
It stands itself.
Speed's great. Stands itself. Looks nice. It it sits
Head
like
turns.
it's comfy.
Yeah.
You know what? I
Yeah.
feel like I'm John Cena right now talking about his Honda Type R. There's an episode of that. You just slap that in there.
Are
He's
you
like-
sure about that?
He's like, I can sit at 140 miles per hour, and the car is it drives so smooth. That's how I feel about my E92. Except when I'm above 140, and it does not drive smooth.
Yeah.
But
It's like
man.
yeah, Alex like,
Will-
oh yeah, the car drives so smooth. The car. Are you sure about that?
Hard. The car questions him, not the
yeah,
other
no,
way
no, no.
around.
I'm like on the highway, and I'm doing these ones. I'm like, ooh. Yeah, the death wobbles when they start kicking in, they're not good. But anyway, the car's amazing.
It
It's
is
the
nice. It
number
is a nice
one
car.
Yeah.
You do
The
enjoy it.
only problem is it's slightly,
Temperamental.
very tiny, temperamental.
It's not bad.
It's okay.
Just fang it and then
Just-
just reset the OBD.
Who even needs walnut blasting when you just blast the engine internally?
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
it. Put a bit of E85 in it, make it cock it a bit. Anyway, on the topic of cars and what cars we love, let's talk about some cars we don't love. Because honestly, in this world, we have opinions and we can talk about them, and that will be okay. It will annoy some, it will love some. We've spoken about this brand multiple times, but this time they're actually suffering, and honestly, I'm not happy to see it, but they did it to themselves.
What is it?
This brand is Subaru.
Oh, yes.
Subaru, what have you done, Subaru? They've released 2 cars that have not hit the target market. They've released a WRX with no STI model, and they've released a BRZ with no pizzazz.
Yeah.
They've got the TSs and the TSIs and they got the Volkswagen names in there, you know, a bit in there. So the problem is that the WRX hasn't come out with any pizzazz model. There's no wide body model. There's no rally version. There's no
there's no STI model.
There's no. We've got a close friend who built his own STI model,
and then I think a couple of people in the like fanboys
they've built their own. They've made their spoiler style. Maybe like I'd assume someone's going to release a wide body kit for one eventually that will delete the rear doors or something. But there's no like the target market for it is just depleted. I think there might be a couple factors to it. And these are just personal opinion. There's no facts behind this, but from what I've seen, it's the engines are slightly notorious for their issues. Like the new 86 and the BRZ, and we spoke about this before, had that silicon problem in the sump and their recalls. So people are reluctant to purchase it because they're worried that, okay, as soon as they get this car, they're going to start having issues. These cars need to be reliable. They're reliable sports cars. I know that's an uncanny thing to say, but they are reliable sports cars. You can pick one up. You should be able to take it to the track and bring it back, and you can go to work the next day.
Yeah,
hopefully. But these haven't ticked that box.
And the repercussion is that the sales are tanking in the US market. I don't know about the Australian market, but I know that the US market, the sales are tanking. So they're in the like 40%, 47%. Like 45 to 47%. Sales this year are tanking of the WRX model. The 45% was the WRX. The BRZ was 45.
It was 45%. It was 45% for Subaru. It was 20 and 30% for the WRX and the STI.
Yeah.
Now the reason
it's still
the WRX, and see, even I'm saying it and I don't even like.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Even fanning
I was saying it right.
STIs, no. So 20 to 30%. So it's 20% for the WRX and 30% for the.
No, it was more than that.
It was like 37.
No, it was 45% sales are tanking of the WRX model this year.
Yeah.
And 47% of the BRZ is tanking.
They only sold.
They only sold like 221 in the.
And it was 1600 thing.
1600 BRZs sold. No, WRX was sold.
WRXs
and it's so bad. It's so bad.
So and it was 200 BRZs were sold last year in the USA market, and as he said, 1,600.
Yeah, and what it is they've taken out the BRZ out of the European market, so you can't even buy a BRZ in Europe anymore.
Yeah,
you got to go and import it.
Like that sucks. But who in Europe is buying a BRZ?
Yeah, when you got Superior Automotive over there.
Well, I mean, you're getting like in Germany, you're in Germany, the UK, or UK is technically not part of Europe anymore, but typical area, you're able to get for very, very decent prices. You're able to get some decent European sports cars.
Yeah.
And because it's colder climate in the European region, you're getting reliability out of them too because they're designed for that weather. That's another topic. BMWs aren't designed for Australian heat.
No, too tropical.
The interiors flame up, the engine plastics crack and they melt and all that. They're not designed for Sydney weather or
Australian
weather tropical weather. Imagine owning a BMW in the Northern Territory.
Yeah, dry.
Forget about it. Laters.
Dust pile. You go out in the morning, you press and then it's just dust.
That's why we never buy anything from there. Like closest thing that we could buy, well, not the closest, the furthest thing we could buy in Australia that possibly wouldn't affect the quality of the vehicle due to subject to ownership is most probably Perth.
Yeah.
Everything Northern Territory, Centre Australia, like top right, all that, no.
Nothing.
Western Australia.
And then you go south and it's all salty and it's ocean, even worse. So
I saw one the other day from
owning a
Northern
BMW, the experience of owning a BMW in Australia, that's sort of why we don't see it, and we get a lot of those 86 and Subaru sales. But Europe, opposite, man.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
And the parts are cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
So why not? Why would they need the 86? They're not going to need a Japanese car.
No.
Yeah, so if you own an 86, go and sell it.
That's not nice.
This is wise advice with Greg. I drove it. I said this in the other episode. I'm not going to go back on what I said. I drove it. I liked it. I like the 86.
Yeah, but you've had European your whole life, so you're like sick of European cars. You want to go Japanese for a bit so you can know what it feels like to drive a less superior automotive brand.
I hate that.
You like driving.
I hate that because it's true.
I said
this in the previous episodes. I've only been in European cars.
Japanese cars were designed.
E92,
Yeah.
M4, freaking 220i. I've never had a Japanese. I've never owned one, and I would like to change that very soon. I was very close to being a Miata owner. Yes, a Miata owner.
Are you sure about that?
No, because that guy was
questionable.
That is
That
a
guy
topic
was
we need to
Delulu.
talk about. Wait, that guy was Delulu. So what happened was we had we've got a Yamaha R7 up for sale. It's currently up for sale for 14K. By the time this is uploaded, it's probably going to be sold. But
Hopefully.
we've got a Mazda a Yamaha R7. A guy came up and he offered. He's like, "Look, I've got an MX-5. I'll do a trade." He sent photos, and the photos looked decent. It looked like it had paint fade, and he told us he had paint fade. And he's like, "It's got a bit of paint fade, needs a bit of TLC, but standard project car stuff."
Yeah.
But he wanted to do a straight swap, 14K, and he has 240,000 on the clock.
Yep.
I was like, okay, maybe like
not just bad.
Okay, but Greg, you gotta understand.
Holy.
Maybe if it's just got paint problems, but the engine.
When Alec finishes what he was saying, I went over that thing, man.
Yeah, we'll go into wait, don't.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a point. I'm gonna make a point.
What is your point?
If the car had like granny spec engine, it was looked after, it was just the sun fade. This is, I'm saying quote sun fade because it was not sun fade.
It was sun faded.
It was, this was ocean fade. But if it was just sun fade like he advertised, I would have said, look, the car's a 10K car.
Is that no problem?
The car's a 10K car. My bike's a 14K bike. 4K my way. And I would have negotiated. I'm not being unrealistic. This bike only has 800 Ks
you're
on
never
it.
Unrealistic.
It's a brand new bike. I'm being fair. Couple dollars shifted. We get a car. You get a bike. Done.
bing, bada
Finished.
boom,
Bada bing, bada boom. Finished.
In, out, see you later.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
When this car arrived, it did not, I repeat, did not look like one of the images that were provided.
Was it the same color?
It was
technically,
it was white in the images, and it was a white car. That's it. The tone, the reflections in the paint, not even. And look, he disclosed that he had some paint issues, and I respect that, because as a person who does painting and automotive repair, it isn't something that scares me. But that word can only be stretched so far. You can only say, okay,
wishful thinking is the thing, bro.
This is only got paint problems. Okay, but you can only say that so much. He comes in and he shows us this whatever it was. Tell him, please.
Oh, man. Okay, I saw it. Okay, how it happened, right? This guy's coming up. I see the Miata, no dramas, roof's down, yada, yada,
This
yada.
is our tactic, by the way. I will pull him away. So I'll talk about our bike, whatever. I'll take a quick glimpse at it.
Yep.
I'll pull him away. As we're away, I'll get Joe to do his free roaming around the car. Obviously, he's not going to touch the car, just looking at it from an outside point of view. But Joe does his reconnaissance while I have the guy. So at least the guy's not trying to justify everything. And he's not trying to hide everything.
Usually what happens with sellers, they'll try and hover around where the weak spots are, and they cover it by putting their back towards it, or however, it's I've done it too. Like, there's cars that I just needed to go and I couldn't get rid of them. Dropped the price, hide a little bits and pieces, just enough so he can just merry way. It goes, right? He literally was doing that with Alec when
And
he
I
came
know
in.
this. We buy cars often. I know this.
To the point he had the roof down, and when I went past to check it over, the roof wasn't even closed again properly. It was just hanging halfway
Yeah, no,
open.
he couldn't close. He
yeah.
couldn't close it. I
Yeah.
got him to close. I said, "Can you please close the roof?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll close it."
And then it
He's
just
like,
stayed halfway,
Bunk,
right?
bunk,
And
I'm
it
like,
can't go.
that's not
right?
closing.
That's
Okay.
already a question mark. If the roof isn't lined up, that means the roof's been off. And why has the roof been off?
Well, the chassis is no. Well,
The chassis is
the
bent.
whole body is off.
I won't even go that far, right? Anyway, so
You're
then
about to, because
Yeah.
what we're about to tell you is a bit sketch.
Oh man, it was bad. So what I end up doing is one of my boys that work with us.
I had panel beater.
Yeah, ended up coming with me. I called him across. He went from the back of the car on the floor. I went from the front to see how the undercarriage is. Rust holes everywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
First,
Like,
because look, you
you
can
can
hide
see
from
it?
the outside. Yeah, well, you can see from the outside it's in a bad shape, but underneath you can't hide it as much as you can. You know, as a panel beater, you know when a chassis is crook or there's fiberglass or the hidden tricks of the trade, right? You know,
Yeah.
you can see. You used to how a car is built or designed.
Yeah.
So we found all the problems. We said, no worries, all good. We ended up going and seeing the body on the outside. So what they've done is they've sanded the body at home, dead ass, and they've gone and got plastic dip
Yeah.
and painted the whole body.
Yeah.
And you know when you paint the body and it's
And it wasn't like
wet
it wasn't
and
even
blotchy?
it wasn't even
They-
proper
yeah,
plastic
no.
dip. Like plastic dip has that
Patina.
nice, you know,
Matte
it's
look.
plastic dip.
It's
Yeah.
got that matte
But
look
like
or
it
its
gives you
own
that bit of
tinge.
warmth. It gives you that, like, I was a P plater one day,
Yeah.
and it gives you that nice, you know, that matte finish.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
wasn't that. This was like if Raptor Coat and freaking 2-pack can had a baby and produced this Miata.
to the point of, and you could tell, you know, when you're painting something, you've got reducers, you've got thinners, you've got all these
Yeah.
additives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
this
get
didn't have any additives,
to get it
bro.
like watery more the point, so it gets a better flow onto the body.
Yeah.
Flow coat.
Yeah, there was nothing. It was literally
This
no whatever
just
like
came-
hardener, the actual product, and send.
Bro
and
went
blotchy.
to a smash repair and said, "Can you paint this?" And
He
they
didn't
said
go
it's
smash
10K.
repair, man.
No, 1 second. He said it's 10K. He's like, "No worries, I can do it cheaper." Went to the local paint store and said, "Get me a nice roll-on brush, please." And then
Yeah, it
went and
wasn't far
proceeded.
off.
It wasn't far
And
off.
to the point of there was one part where it was lifting off the body, and no whatever like if you touched it, it would have continued. You know how you like pull a piece of
Yeah,
But it
was
just keeps
in
going.
The
It would keep
Miata's
going.
version of
Yeah.
a receding
Guaranteed.
hairline.
Yeah.
It
Now,
was
look,
Yeah.
like, where do you go with that? Like, you're on me.
You know where you go? You know where you go after that? Straight to the scrap metal guy.
I don't
We-
think there's
we-
enough product on it.
Yeah, you want to
I
get
felt
like
there's enough
bad.
$100 out of it.
Yeah,
I
he's a
felt
young
bad.
kid. He's trying. I get it. It's not.
He's 26. I think it was 25 or
Oh
26.
no, sorry, he's not a
Oh,
young
yeah.
kid.
He's a young kid.
He's not young anymore,
He's
man. 25 is not young.
Listen. He's a young kid.
At 25, I
He's
was in an
25,
M4.
26. I'm 23, bro.
When I was
He's
25, I was
he's
eating
25,
cereal.
26. Bro's just trying to sell his car. He doesn't like it. He bought it by mistake.
Should have got.
But
Specsavers.
don't try and up your 5K Miata for 14K.
Is that classified as a bun fun bot?
It's classified
Or was
as
that
a
the
barn
bun?
animal.
It's a swamp
I
fight.
It
think it
was a
was-
swamp find.
No,
Yes,
I think,
absolutely.
you know, the barn find.
That. It was a swamp find. This thing, it got like,
Brisbane River.
Oh no! You know where you will find that car?
he likes the
Oregamba
car
Dam.
so much.
Yeah,
he took
exactly,
it. He-
exactly. Work.
Okay, but that's it. Dead ass. He got dunked and then pulled back out.
Yeah.
Then they were like, "Oh yeah, there's not enough rust."
I was like,
rust.
the only way
Put it
this
back
guy,
in, let it stay there for about a month, and then brought it back.
the only
Good
way,
enough.
the only way this guy's getting rid of the car is if, and I'm not inciting this on anyone. I don't incite pain on anyone, but the only way he is getting rid of this car is if he insures it and keeps it parked on the Pacific Highway
That's
during
not
work
nice.
hours.
No, but dead ass. I was even coming
Someone
to a point
can
where
just move, collect, done.
I was coming at a point where I was like, you know, where is the salvage point of this vehicle? Like, not in a
Yeah.
bad way. I was actually
Yeah.
like, to not be an ass.
Because we're trying to help
which-
someone.
yeah,
We're trying to help
which way can
someone
we-
get out of their bike.
Yeah.
They don't want the bike anymore. They want a project car. So we're like, how can we salvage this? Like Joe and I are coming up with like we're
could
bouncing
sell
off
it,
each
like,
other.
Clean it up, sell it up.
Clean it up,
go.
sell it. But how much cleaning can you do?
And that's where the question mark was.
That was where it's like, can you really clean it?
No.
Or is the car too far gone?
I think the way you're describing it, the car is too far gone.
It was okay. If it was a 1950s Mercedes-Benz that is parked downstairs and has sentimental value, then you spend that effort to fix it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go,
more money than what the car's
this is a
worth at
nice
its current
project
time.
car that I've got no connection to, but I would really like to see it at the Flemington markets at night. Do you really want to spend that much time on it? Probably not. I could sell the bike and get a cleaner example. There's no sentiment to it. There's no...
No, there's no reason for it.
There's nothing there for
Unless
you
you're
to
a Miata
grab onto.
fanatic and you really wanted to save it, yeah, fair. Like I've saved the E36s.
Even
Deadass.
then,
Like,
I've
right?
met Miata fanatics, bro. I met older Miata fanatics, the ones that bought it when they first came out. You remember that guy?
Yeah, 100%. But
He's even
that.
like, throw a couple $100 at it. I remember what this thing was worth. It's not worth that much.
Yeah, I know.
No one's
but
ever spending that much.
There's always a fanatic, because like we're E36 fanatics,
It comes
right?
back down to that
Like
sentimental
as I
thing.
said, with Alec's car, we ended up picking one for $1,000 on the side of the road. Was clapped.
See, now
Ended up
that's
salvaging. No, again,
that's
it's the same
right.
situation,
That's right.
but-
My E36 though is a work of art.
No, but that's to
See,
the
a
eye of
Mazda
the
Miata,
beholder.
I don't care how much of a fanatic you are, an E36 is a work of art.
It
When
is.
I saw that E36,
You
I
can't.
went,
You can't say
I
that
went-
to someone else
I
because
went,
someone else.
I
is,
can see myself driving this thing to Borkham Hills for 2 years. And I did.
red light district.
Red light. This thing made it to Borkham Hills for 2 years. Did me good. That car to me is a work of art. And that's
It
why
is.
it gets front row seat at VIP Motorsports and VIP Smash and Mechanical headquarters with dust, because it is in the
dust.
pipeline of getting fixed. Honestly, I do get where you're coming from. Miatas can be loved. They can be.
Anything can be.
I just can't come to understand why.
Like there are people on this earth that like the
And
convertible
I think I'm
Golfs
mature
of the
enough.
Mark 3, Mark 4s.
Oh, yeah?
Do you know the one, the Cabriolet, the one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You remember old
I
place where
love
we used to
those.
live?
Yeah.
I love
you're,
those.
You're
Woo!
blind. You're definitely blind. You should go to a doctor and seek help.
A European,
Um,
it's basically a European ladder.
Yeah, that's good. You keep it.
Not wrong. I would.
It's like getting a Cabriolet E30. Good job, guys. Halfway there, but
No,
didn't
no, no.
make
You're
it.
talking.
Bauer.
No, no.
Yeah,
He's not talking about
no, the
Cabriolet.
Bucky.
He's not talking about Cabriolet.
Bucky's still better.
Bucky Brew. He's talking
Bucky's
about.
a lot better.
He's talking
The
about
half-roof detachment.
the Bauer.
The Bucky.
Have we ever spoken about the Bauer on this chat?
no, it's not Barrow, bro.
Barrow.
Barrows are still better.
The
Bauer.
six.
Bro, it's like I wanted
Barrow.
a convertible, couldn't
Barrow
afford it
E30.
yet, so I just went to the second hand one.
No,
Yeah.
no,
When
no.
it's an E30 with
Joe.
that, yeah, it's not an
Joe.
E30 to me.
Joe.
It's an
Joe.
I rather a TI.
Joe.
Again, that's my personal preference. There's more better
Joe.
parts on the TI than there is on the
Joe.
E30 Cabriolet.
Joe. Joe. Listen. I'm going to say this
Mark
last
Full
time because I've
Cabriolet.
said this before. I've said this before.
Mark 3 actually. Only front end's good.
I've said this before.
You take the front end off it and put it on a Mark 2 and you're good.
Let me know.
Everything else on the
Let me
Cabriolet
know when
is
you're ready to
shit.
hear the facts.
Yeah, nah, it's not facts. Any Cabriolet is shit.
Okay.
How
Didn't
do
you
they
own a
make it?
Cabriolet?
Never. Never,
I'm not
ever,
gonna.
ever,
I'm not
ever.
gonna say it's
Are
better.
you sure?
100%.
owns
Are you
one.
sure?
What?
He's
Name
digging
it.
himself a
Are you
hole.
sure?
Joe,
Yeah, go.
Doesn't
listen.
the E93 count as a Cabriolet?
Joe.
No, under NRM, what was it? No, RTA, yes, not as a real car.
He
Yeah,
did,
that's
didn't
it.
it?
That's
he
it.
always he swept that under the rug.
Which one? The 93.
So, okay, Joe. Before you continue digging yourself a hole,
I always do.
Cabriolet,
Diggy, diggy, hole.
But I take you
Cabriolet,
with me, man. Yeah.
Cabriolet
Mm.
is convertible.
No, it
You
isn't.
own one. Now, yes, it is. It quite literally is. What you're talking about is a Bauer. Now, you can't hate the Bauer for what it is. The reason,
Why?
BMW history. They released that, and it wasn't even Beamer who released it.
Mm.
A third-party company released it because they were only producing coupes.
No, it was because Australia rules didn't allow
No,
a car
Joe.
that didn't have a chassis to hold.
Joe, they hadn't released them yet because one, they didn't have the safety. You're right. They didn't release convertible because the safety wasn't out. It was 1980s. But as the technology just came in, we
there was
got
no safety back
proper BMW
scraping upside down.
E30. We got BMW proper E30 convertibles. And the reason we got that is because they had the the props. As soon as you turn upside down, the props come out.
You remember that green E36 that
Oh,
we
when
had?
the props went out? Yeah. Yeah. I was stripping this car down for, yet again, Alec's car, his cabriolet. Yeah. And when I was stripping it down for it, I ended up triggering a wire and sending all the airbags in it. Mind you,
We were stripping it. We were having fun.
oh
That
yeah,
car was
100%.
down
All
to-
of a sudden, the roof's closed, and then you see the two props at the back go through the
Oh,
window.
wait.
And I was
That brought a part of me. That brought a part of me that I forgot about. So this was supposed to be my first car. And it was going to be, I was going to end up with an E36 convertible either way. But this one was a Frangrün one, which is a fern green, or the Dunkel Blau one that I've got now. So the reason I ended up with this one, my dad came back he had a friend that had one, and he's like, I'll give you $500 for it. The friend ended up sending the car without an engine.
So
We had
what
the
he did was
invoice.
he said, I'll give you the car as is, doesn't matter.
It's a whole
My dad's
wreck.
like, I'll get it off you. And then what he ends up doing is, without my dad knowing, he pulls the motor out and sends a body. And then completely
He pulled
cancels
the motor
number.
and the gearbox out and just sends my dad the chassis, the rolling shell. So we had no problem because it's a 328i. You can get the motor.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah, you
he
had
took
one
the
sitting.
ECU. He took the gearbox.
Yeah, no, that
doesn't
was
matter.
after. That was for that car. And then I went and said, can.
So I took everything
Yeah.
Yeah.
that made it run. And my dad's like, save up. We'll buy a motor, buy a gearbox, put it in, certify it. Not a problem. Never came to it.
Yeah.
We never came to it. Like, it was sitting there. Dad, when are we doing this? I had the funds ready. Dad, when are we doing this? I really want to drive this car. When are we doing this? The car was bad. It was the owner of it, believe it or not, was a painter.
Yeah, he was using
Like
it
a
as
house
painting
painter.
mule.
And was using
Yeah.
it as a workmate.
All the interior
Was
paint.
covered in paint.
Everything.
Driver's seat covered in paint.
Like I didn't even save anything. I
Back.
just chucked everything out.
All the interior pieces were
interior
gone.
was gone. Yeah.
We kept the seats
Yeah, only the front two seats.
because he had the M Sport seats.
Yeah, that's all.
And then we kept a couple of the like untouched pieces that didn't get hit by paint.
Dashboard here and there.
Dashboard
Yeah,
here
yeah.
and there was fine.
Windows,
the dashboards was fine.
glasses.
Windows is, yeah, pretty much.
The 40 amp fuse.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was good. That was
Yeah.
smart. We needed that. And
we
still,
needed that
we
after
did, we
the
did need
literally 2
that.
days after.
We did
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
So
the bodgy antenna job that they put into Alec's car when
yeah,
we bought it.
we got the
swapped that
donor.
over.
We got the donor
So
off
what
the.
they had done is, you know how you've got the antenna module for the FM and AM, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was bogged, literally putty.
Yeah, it was putty.
Puttied
So
with a
the,
screw
the
in it.
motor,
Oh, yeah?
the actual module was cracked, and they
Yeah.
had puttied a new like a
And
casing for it.
To make it even more nice, icing on the cake, they had gotten a normal screwdriver. Oh,
Yep.
not a screwdriver, sorry, a screw. And they put the wires to the antenna relay to it.
Oh, yeah.
So what happened is the actual bolt was the antenna.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because it was all broken and completely destroyed,
Yeah.
they put wires to the bolt to make it as
make it a receiver.
receiver.
Yeah, and it
Oh,
worked.
yeah.
It really
It
worked.
was funny as
It
shit.
worked. It actually worked, but we only changed it because it was leaking water through.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
So
Because it
cleaned
wasn't
all
properly
up,
sealed.
Yeah.
But that E36, it was almost as if I was going to own an E36 328i convertible. As soon as we went into obviously looking for a car, I was like, look, we've already got the convertible, and Joe's like already, and we spoke about this before. He made that like deal: if you find one, we'll get it, sort
Yeah.
of thing. And by luck, I ended up with the exact same spec, but in blue.
Yeah. And then Joe went ham.
328i.
Yeah.
Joe
And
went
obviously,
ham.
Joe and Alec, come on,
And
bro.
Greggy.
And
I even got
Greggy.
a photo.
Joe and Ham. Joe
Only
likes ham.
Joe. Joe
Only
goes
Joe did
off
it.
the rails.
Only Joe did it.
Because nothing else Joe sees is only obstacles
only
and
achievement.
achievements. That's it.
So
That's it.
So honestly, I was bound to own a 328i convertible. I wouldn't have changed it. The amount of times, pop the roof down, go for drives with friends. It was awesome. I was
Nights
so,
where he got stuck
you
on
remember,
the other side of the
You remember I was
fence.
very
Yeah,
butthurt.
I remember that
Yeah.
day.
I was very butthurt. We won't talk about that day. Please don't talk about that day, especially on live TV.
Hey, bro.
The one thing that I do remember though, I was very butthurt that I did not have a coupe.
Oh, don't worry. We've got plenty of that now.
He had the 318 IS coupe. He had the 318 IS coupe, and I was with a 328i.
Yeah, you had the bigger engine.
I know, but
Like,
it didn't
What's his
drive
problem?
the same.
It's like, no.
It did not drive the same.
But
Yeah, because it was
in that
automatic.
same note, guys, yeah, he's got an E30 coupe and I've got a convertible.
I've never driven the E30.
I should cry too. I've got a convertible E30. I wish I had a coupe.
You wish you did.
No, I
wish,
didn't.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
No, because you had the chance of driving the E30 coupe.
You
that
drove
was
that
fun
more than
too.
me.
They see me rolling.
So the reason I got upset was because my family held a hindrance on me with manual cars. They saw how badly he acted when he got his. When I got they didn't let me drive manual. So the one time I got to drive manual, and this was the day that this was like peak life for me at the time. I had to go to TAFE, and as I was going to TAFE, the E36 is parked out the front. Joe's taking the M4 to work. I was like, it's Friday, because at the time Joe was dailing the E36, and on Friday we're taking the M4. I was like, it's Friday. He's left the E36 here.
Oh, is that when the clutch went?
No.
No, is that the reason why the clutch went?
Yeah, it was one of the reasons. Yeah. He says no.
I mean, you were still learning how to drive.
I
the
was.
manual.
I can't deny it. I was.
He
learning.
burnt it.
Joe, you're about to.
Don't
make
worry,
it sound,
at least-
you're
at
about
least,
to make it sound a lot worse than what it was.
It is pretty
Mind you,
bad
you
now.
know what's funny? I bought a full clutch system. Yeah,
Yeah, it's still in the box.
Dead ass.
Yeah, I know.
Dead ass.
I know.
I bought it.
That
Then I
was-
unregistered the car,
That was...
and that was like 1,800
You
bucks.
did, no,
6
that
years
one
ago?
You didn't buy.
Which one?
I got that for you.
Yeah, I know. But
The
it was
reason I got
1,800
that
bucks.
for you
Here's
It's
the
a
mod in
collective
yours,
effort.
asshole.
No. The reason I got that
Yeah.
for you. Now I want to make this clear because I did his clutch. So
Really?
Sent it.
that was bad.
It's so bad.
I drove it to TAFE.
There's
that
no more
day.
white point left.
2,000 and it would slip.
Yeah.
Anyway, not that bad.
It was that bad. So I drove it. I drove it from my place to TAFE, and I did it a couple times. It wasn't the first time that I cooked it, but the problem was my dad hadn't taught me how to drive manual properly. Joe hadn't taught me. Every time I got into the car with someone, I'd piss them off. So
And you wouldn't listen.
It's still the same.
I was like, you know what? I'll just figure it out. I figured
Yeah,
it
well,
out.
that's how I learned how
Yeah,
to drive manual too.
100%.
I taught myself.
The biggest problem
clutch was still there.
The biggest problem
Somewhat.
was I'm driving to Lidcombe.
And busy.
During busy hours. So start, stop. That's what cooked it.
All I was having was a PTSD in the head. I was
The
like, that car's going to be stuck there.
reason I broke the clutch, and I'll say this to anyone, and you'll love this.
I love it.
I was scared of letting go of the clutch and putting it into neutral when I stopped at start stop traffic, and I kept my foot on the clutch the whole time.
Oh, my brain just hurt.
The whole time
when
I
you
would
said
keep it.
that.
And my leg, when I came back, my leg was cramping. I'm like, surely people aren't driving manual like this.
No.
So I sat down and I watched YouTube videos as to why I was wrong. And I ended up figuring out that, you can just stick it in neutral, keep your foot on the brake.
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
Which would have been logical, but I was too scared of breaking it because of what they had told me previously. I kept my foot on the clutch to make sure I didn't stall it and break the clutch. But what did I do? I damaged the clutch.
That's all right. It's a learning car
So
anyway.
that, for me, driving the 318 IS was such an untangible thing. I wanted a coupe so bad. Now, when he says he should want the E30 coupe, he was driving both. He got the E30 coupe. I was 14 at the time.
Yeah, Joe had the fun of driving every car.
I was 14 at the time.
Every single car.
He had all
man.
of the enjoyments. And now he acts like, Alec, you're overdoing it, man. You got to enjoy everything, but he had some
Oh
fun.
no, you do get to enjoy the
you
better
get the
toys.
fun toys.
You get the fun toys. We had the slow as
Yeah, everything was 4-cylinder of the world. Yeah, non-turbo, naturally aspirated lemons.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Lemons.
I don't know what you're
The
talking about.
fastest car was the E30.
I don't know what
The
you're talking
coupe.
about. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was, man.
yeah.
That thing,
Oh,
I don't know what
he
you're
beat
talking
a
about, bro.
328 with flying colors.
yeah.
That thing was
Joe.
like a
Yeah.
red rocket,
Joe.
man.
Yeah, I was scared.
Joe,
That thing was like,
Joe,
oh yeah.
our Beamers, the E30s, 318i,
Trust.
and the E36 318IS, one moment, at the time, were clocking Golfs, bro.
Oh yeah, they were.
Still does.
Golfs.
Oh man.
On the topic of E36s, I do want to show you one thing. I don't know if you guys know this or not.
Mm.
I'm going to put it on the TV now. If you want to look at the TV.
What?
BMW E36s had a factory GPS module.
Yeah, they did.
What?
Yeah, I know they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
Alec didn't.
No, he didn't.
Look at his face.
Even at a
I
like all
hate
the
how my
check
face
engine
looks like
shit.
that right now.
That's factory.
Yeah,
I am
GPS.
getting that module.
we got it.
Go back.
No, we don't have it.
Yeah, I do.
I'm getting that module. We don't have that.
I do, and I've hidden it.
Joe, you don't have that.
I have that.
like Joe has a single turbo manifold in his backyard.
Ooh.
Yes, always.
Oh,
Always.
my name is Joe.
We're gonna
Yes.
raid that.
You know what he's got.
Not gonna say
I know what he's
any
got.
of the
I know what he's
toys.
got. And
It's
it
not
is-
even there.
Oh yeah.
I
It's
know what
literally
he's
where
got.
the hidden box is.
I am.
Kakker. Yeah, all of you. Kakker.
Subtitles.
I know what he's got. It isn't that, but
Trust
it is.
me.
It is as rare.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a bit more rare.
Yeah.
On that topic, I think we'll put a hold on the episode today. It was good having you guys. We're just gonna have to go deal with that.
Yeah.
We'll catch you in the next one.
Done. Take care, guys. See you in the
Take care,
next one.
guys. See you in
Cheers.
the next
Bye.
one.